But there's no cure, but they'll be your favorite podcasters. It's Ray Lytle's Morning Disaster. It's Ray Lytle's Morning Disaster. I think you do. Good morning. I think you do. How you guys doing? It is Ray Lytle's Morning Disaster. So good to be here on a, what is today? Is it Thursday already? Oh, the week has flown by. Good Lord. How about that? I cannot believe it. It's Thursday. It's Thursday. I'm waiting for Jason to say something because he sits there. He sits there looking like he's scratching his backside. It's Thursday.
Yes, it's Thursday.
Look at that. It's amazing. He did.
My mic was muted. I didn't know it.
I just sat there looking at you. I'm like, what kid? Is there something technically wrong? What is going on? He's not saying anything. I see Nick is also there. Hello, Nick.
Good morning.
Oh, so Nick, wait a minute. You started the show with an unmuted mic?
I had mine muted while you were playing your Casey Kasem bit.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want to interrupt on it.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering.
Thank you for your sacrifice.
When Nick talked, I could listen to him. I could hear him. But yet, I couldn't hear Jason talk.
But you can hear me now, right?
I can hear you now, but...
Well, then that's all that matters.
You are something else. He's another one. Never going to take blame for his mess up.
We learn it from the best.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Hey, today's show brought to you by our good friends at Recon Tex. Recon Tex over at 8th and Black. Get yourself a detail. Call 670-1132 and get one ordered up now. Also, our friends at Head West. Did you guys have Head West for lunch? You should have taken my advice. Head west. It's fantastic. When you want a great sub, you know you've got to Head West. Hendricks Home Furnishings down in Verdon. That short drive and so worth it. When you need furniture, there's only one place to go. Hendricks Home Furnishing, 965-3337. Hendricks Home Furnishing. Two men in a truck, 866-0864. Try two men in a truck today. When you want to move office or home, two men in a truck is the way to go. Core Installation, 741-1079. Core Installation with your masks, your sanitizer, your disinfectant wipes, gloves. They've got all that stuff. They've got all of it available to buy at Core Installation. In fact, I understand they're putting together a new purchase portal online where you'll just go and order that stuff and it'll show up magically. It's like it's a magical way to order things you need, like masks.
Love magic.
Amazing. It's Core Installation, 741-1079. Of course, DTE Technologies. Call Rob, our buddy Rob, 408-0001. We get started today, guys. Did you guys get up easy today, or was it?
No.
I woke up earlier than I normally do.
I was peeing all night. God knows what I'm eating. Who knows what I've done now? It's just like all night. I was just peeing and peeing and peeing and peeing. I don't know what's wrong with me. I mean, I know.
Small bladder or
I know.
Prostate issues.
No, I know I'm eating horrible. And I think that's it. But
you drinking a lot at night?
No, I'm not drinking more water than I'm drinking the same amount as I always drink, It's just I gotta get up and go to the bathroom I'm not even counting how many times. I think I should keep a little notepad by, and every time I get up, just mark it,
Diane in the chat thinks it's the asparagus.
I haven't had asparagus in a while. I wish I had. I haven't had asparagus in a long time. I'm eating much worse fattening food, you know? I need to get some good, healthy asparagus in my system. That would probably help me. And I'm just eating garbage, you know? I'm eating garbage lately. I'm going to blame everybody else but myself because I can't be trusted. I mean, Nick, you look very low-willed. You might understand this. Can you be trusted around things that you shouldn't be eating?
No, I cannot.
Exactly. So don't buy them. I'll come clean. My wife she gets a bag of little Three Musketeers.
Like the fun size or the minis?
The worst candy bar you could have?
Yes. She gets them. And
does she not listen to the show?
No, I'm convinced she doesn't listen. This literally happened.
Or she does, and she's plotting against you.
She's trying to kill me. I love this woman. She's my favorite person alive. I adore her. What's these Musketeer things? And then she says, "Oh, here, I thought you might want to have one of these for dessert." And it was while I was eating a pretty much healthy lunch, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And she takes a bag and tosses them on the table next to where I'm sitting.
Here you go.
Because she considers me, this is what's dangerous.
She's enabling you.
Considers me normal.
Yeah.
I'm not normal. There's something dangerously wrong with me. I hate admitting my flaws. You know, I'm not going to admit my flaws because I'm a weak person. Weak people do not admit their flaws. So you put that little bag down next to me where I'm in the middle of building a website. So I'm doing just a lot of busy work and building a website and you put a bag of friggin' Three Musketeers next to me. What do you think? See, my wife is under the understanding that I'm normal. She thinks I'm a normal person. I'm not. I'm weak. I'm a garbage person. I really am. I'm a garbage person. I cannot be trusted next to a bag of Halloween candy.
Right.
Of which
I'm the same way.
She thinks that I'm normal because she loves me and I love her and, you know, but I'm not normal. I am not normal. I am a garbage person. And so I'm building.
Welcome to the club.
I'm in the middle of building a website, right? What do you think I did?
Ate the whole bag.
I'm opening up little Musketeers bars while I'm, you know,
knocking that bag out.
God damn. I ate the whole fucking bag in 2 days. In 2 days, I ate a whole bag. So that's why I'm getting up peeing every 2 minutes because I've put so much sugar and fat. I'm not even sure what.
All for one and one for all.
But Three Musketeers has got to be every single bad thing in the world wrapped into one and then turned into some creamy nougat that I overindulge on. Creamy nougat goodness. And then it somehow converts to me having to pee all night to where I can't sleep. I am a garbage person. That's what happens. I have Holly wants to know if I'm diabetic. No, and this is the worst part. No, I'm not. This is what's horrible. I'm not diabetic. For some reason, God has forsaken me. And they test me all the time. I think I even shock my doctors. I shock my doctors because my doctors look at me and go, "Oh, this fat ass, he must be diabetic." And I'm not diabetic. My brother weighs less than me. He got a diabetes diagnosis years ago. And once he got the doses, he lost weight and, but not me. I stay, like, sometimes they go, oh, you're getting borderline. Oh, and I'm like, oh, borderline. Maybe it's, maybe now is the time. No. And then the next test, they're like, no, you're not diabetic. So yeah, I'm peeing every. So then when I sleep at night, I can't sleep because I'm busy peeing out the. I don't know if that's what I'm doing, but I'm peeing out. I think it's the sugar intake, maybe, or the nougat that is converting to pee.
It's probably the sugar.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm gonna blame the nougat.
I'm weak-willed. I am weak-willed. It'd be one thing if I had to get up and go and get them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I can't leave them in the table next to me. That's a bad idea.
If she tosses the bag to you, you just throw it back.
No,
you treat it like a grenade. Don't land on it. Throw it away.
I don't want to touch it.
Throw it back.
I don't want to know it's in the house. I don't want to touch it. Don't even tell me. Like my daughter, like sometimes I'll go to my daughter and I'll say, oh, hey, while you're in the kitchen, grab me something sweet. My daughter, she'll grab like one. She'll say, what do you want? And I'll be like, oh, see if there's Oreos in there. Bring me some Oreos. Want to know what my daughter will do?
Bring you the whole package.
Bring a banana.
Oh, she'll grab one Oreo, like the stalest Oreo. And even if we have them.
The first in the row.
Sometimes she goes, no, we don't have it. Sometimes she doesn't even, and I can tell she's not even looking,
She goes, no, we don't have it. And she's got a mouthful of them.
She brings me one Oreo and goes, there you go. Because she knows. She's like, he's not going to get up and go look for more. I'll give him one. There you go. There's enough to.
There's the last one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Or else she'll lie to me. One time I said, do we have any cookies or anything? She goes, no. Oh, she goes, oh, wait a minute. Here's a bag of Chips Ahoy. And I was sitting there believing all of it. Like, oh yeah. And so she brings me one Chips Ahoy and goes, oh, last one. And then literally, 30 minutes.
What household leaves one Chips Ahoy in a bag in a house?
30 minutes later, I saw her walk by me and she's got a bag of Chips Ahoy with her. You know what I mean? So she lied to me for my own good. For my good. Because my daughter knows I'm not normal. My wife loves
At least give you the serving size.
I mean, my daughter,
which is like 2 cookies.
My daughter loves me too. But I'm saying that my wife is under the false assumption that I'm normal, that I'm okay. I'm not normal. I'm weak. And I have a sickness. There's something wrong with me. But my wife is under the impression that I'm okay. My daughter knows. She's like, in her mind, she's going, oh, he's all kinds of messed up. I know what's going on. Yeah, he cannot be trusted. I'm not going to give him
He's going to lose his foot if I give him 3.
I'm not going to give him the bag of Oreos or the bag of Chips Ahoy or the bags of anything.
I'll just give him a sample.
This happened the other day. Exact thing. My daughter gets up. She goes to the kitchen. I go, hey, is there any snack in there? Here's what she says. She goes, I don't see anything. I go, really? She goes, oh, there's a tomato. She goes, there's a tomato. I go, no, I mean a snack. She goes, well, you can snack on a tomato.
Yeah.
And I go,
section them out.
And I go, that's all right. I'll pass. But you know what? Here's the snack I should have had. I literally should have had some tomato slices. That's what I should have had.
Yep.
It would be enough to, have me feel something because when I'm in the middle of building these web pages and stuff, literally I'm just typing and I need something to do. And so the easiest thing is to have something to eat. But if you give me a bag of freaking Musketeers, I'm sorry. I'm eating all the Musketeers. I ate them all. And then I had to hide the bag. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, I got to hide this. If I don't hide
You had to hide your shame.
Yes, I had to hide my shame. I'm like, my wife's going to figure out that I ate all the. I said, oh my God. My wife is going to figure out that I ate all these Musketeers. And she's going to hate me. She's going to leave me for God knows who. Because I'm weak. This is what I go through. This is what I go through. I got to start eating fruit again. I was eating fruit. And then, you know, yeah, fruit only comes out at certain times of the year. The worst part about fruit, it's not always available, you know?
Right, seasonals.
Yes.
Then you need to start eating seasonal candy.
Fuckers. They should just have fruit year round.
Damn Earth.
Yeah, fucker.
Damn weather conditions.
Stupid.
You winter.
Costa Rica has wonderful fruit. I can't. The last thing I needed was 3 Musketeers. So I'm pretty sure the Musketeers are what was causing my peeing last night. Because I was getting up literally every, you know. Well, that and I take a Sudafed, you know. I take one of those Sudafeds this time of year because my nose gets all stuffy. And I ran out. You know, ran out of the Sudafed. So I didn't. So my nose was stuffy, or not stuffy, just you know, like I needed to blow it. When I'm sleeping, I can't blow my nose. You know, I don't want to blow my nose when I'm sleeping. So when I don't take the Sudafed, the nasal passages are not clear. So I think I don't know. I'm not awake to watch myself, but I think I don't, because I breathe through my nose. And then I catch myself sleeping. I wake up and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm breathing through my mouth. This is not right. So I think that wakes me up. You guys, do you breathe through your nose or mouth, or how do you sleep?
Well, I try to breathe through my nose as much as I can, but I have a sleep apnea, so I have a mask I have to wear at night.
Oh. How big is this mask?
It covers pretty much the whole nose and mouth area.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
He's Bane.
Yeah, you look like Bane.
Pretty much, yeah.
He's Batman villain. What about you,
Give
Nick?
you permission to die.
What about you, Nick?
I think I breathe through my nose most of the time.
I know Rocky. Look at Rocky. He's in shape. He's enjoying this conversation. He doesn't have these.
Yeah, Terry had one of those masks for a while, and he said he needed to wear that or he would stop breathing in the night, and it just was too annoying. I was like, enough.
I'd rather you not
stop
breathe.
using it. Yeah, I made him stop using it.
Your husband needed a breathing device.
CPAP or something?
Yeah.
Called?
Yep.
Yeah.
Keep alive, and you complained.
Yeah. I was over the top.
The one I have is pretty quiet, though. I know some of them can be pretty noisy.
And this was like probably 10 years ago. So this was probably an old one.
It annoyed
Technologies
you. Made it get rid
come
of
along quite a bit.
But does he use anything now, or
no?
I mean, hell,
and look,
mine.
he's still alive. So There you go.
My doctor
He's
will
just
know
on
if I'm
borrowed
not
time,
using
it's no
it
big
because it'll tell on me.
I love Rocky out. Oh, that thing was noisy. It kept me awake. So I told him, you got to stop using it.
It was like a Darth Vader noise. And the visual of that, you know.
He was turning you off.
Yes.
It's not something sexy you want to wake up to.
Right.
Or go to bed
sleep
with.
to, or wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning to, or
What did he do with it? He just threw it away? Or
yeah, you can't sell them.
what did he tell
The eBay market is oversaturated with CPAP machines.
What did he tell the doctor?
Well, yeah, because people just quit using them after a while. Or some people.
Did he tell the doctor that I had to stop using it? My husband hated it.
I don't know. I don't know if there was I don't know how he got that or who prescribed that.
Well, it had to be.
I think it was like a sleep clinic that was holding a thing or something. I don't know.
How long did he use it before you complained about it?
I mean, I gave it like 3 weeks or a couple weeks.
An adequate amount of time.
Yeah.
And then you were annoyed by it and you told him to cut it out. How did you
Mine actually reports to my doctor's office my nightly totals. So if I stop using it, they'll know.
That's funny. So Rocky was annoyed and made him stop using the CPAP machine.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Jason has to wear a friggin' Jason has to wear a big clunking
Bane mask with a hose attached to the front. Yeah.
How loud is that thing?
It's not really that loud.
See, I would think it's a lot. Like,
well, this was 10 years ago.
I mean, it's not much louder than having a fan on.
I hate the fan.
And this is when they were handing them out to like everybody. There was this sleep clinic thing, and it's like everybody that walked in, it was like, oh, you need a CPAP. They were just like, do.
They're probably
getting kind of suspicious to me.
They're probably getting some kind of kickback on it.
Right. It's like, do you really need this thing? Come on.
Rocky's like, you stop using that stupid sleep machine.
Well, I started with hints. Like, wow, that's really loud. That doesn't really. Yeah, that's hard to get used to. You usually get used to things, a sound that, but that one, no, just keep, and then finally it was like enough.
It's great. Oh my God, that is fantastic. Your husband has sent me a photo, but it just says downloading photo, so I saw it. Still not downloaded all the way yet. I cannot wait to see what it's going to be. I'm sure maybe it's going to be a picture.
Divorce papers or something, PDF.
A picture of the CPAP.
Of the new machine he's getting.
Oh my God. Yeah, Bubba says his is super quiet. Isn't that something like Bubba goes out and gets the top-notch one?
Just depends on what your insurance will pay for, really.
Oh my God. Yeah, he says. Oh my God.
I saw that, yeah.
Being called out.
He goes, oh my God, Rocky, do you want your husband to die in his sleep? That's terrible. And very shallow.
Once again, 10 years ago, and he's still alive.
She goes,
that is a good point.
I love you, but if you can't live without breathing properly. Oh my God. Listen, I saw Kathy's Facebook. She said she thanks you yesterday. Did you see that on Facebook, Rocky?
No.
She put a Facebook picture. She goes, thank you, Rocky. I watched Judy with Renee Zellweger. And it was because of something you mentioned.
Oh, yeah, I watched that. It finally became free on Amazon Prime. She really turned herself into Judy Garland. That was pretty impressive. And Renee Zellweger really haven't seen her a lot recently.
I heard a rumor about her a couple weeks ago. I don't know.
She was married to Kenny Chesney. Yeah, that was true.
No. It's who
for a minute.
she's living with now. Did you guys hear the Renee Zellweger rumor? Or am I the only one that heard it? And it was, or maybe I might have dreamed it.
I hadn't heard anything.
It was probably one of your Three Musketeer dreams.
That she moved in with Tom Cruise. Because Tom Cruise broke up with that English chick. And the rumor was Renee Zellweger moved in with him. They're keeping it quiet. Maybe I'm crazy. Or maybe that was one of those things where...
Great. That's all we need is one more Scientology nut.
Well, maybe that's one of those things where somebody wanted that to happen and reported a story. But I'd read a story that
he had her at hello.
That Tom Cruise had moved in with her. Has anybody been able to Google it and find that? I would think that's
yeah, that's a hot topic.
Yeah. Well, I like to start the show with hot topics.
Here's some celebrity hot topics. There's a new celebrity on Cameo.
Who's that?
Oh, come on now. You have to guess.
There's literally
it's a celebrity that's really hot right now.
Nick Talk _78.
Yeah,
what I do?
No.
Is it Lizzo?
No. Charging $25.
Really?
Yeah. William Hung is on there. He's one of the new ones too, by the way. So you can get a
still around?
Birthday greeting from William Hung.
Oh, I applied for Cameo. I haven't heard back.
Oh, you applied?
Yeah. See if I can get it. Why the hell not?
There's literally, if you look up, there's like 14,000, I think. It might be 1,400, but I'm pretty sure it's 14,000 TikTok people on there.
That's great.
And they're charging, some of them are charging like $3. But if you do 3, that's almost $10. But yeah, I mean, there's a new celebrity. That's
3 bags. That's 3 bags of Musketeers.
Superstar that's hot right now.
Is it someone like
just became famous?
Is it someone like that guy that did the
no?
It's that yodeling kid.
Fleetwood Mac.
No, the yodeling kid had a hit. Remember, he had a country hit, and he's got 2 albums.
Oh, that's right.
He had a hit.
Yeah,
the yodeling kid.
Yeah, he had a single on country radio. I'd be walking down the hallway and hear that coming out of WIL.
You gotta sort of pronounce WIL. You gotta almost. You gotta
pronounce. I grew up with that, so I grew up with that station.
W. I'd say who's hot right now? Are they infamous or are they famous?
Infamous.
Oh, so they've done something bad. Let's see.
Well, not really their fault.
Who's the equivalent of Monica Lewinsky these days? It
is political.
It's got to be.
I think I know where you're getting with this because I'm on Cameo right now.
Yes, isn't that ridiculous?
It is.
Look at the videos.
Gotta be someone
let me put it up for you, Ray. You'll
gotta be someone Trump related.
Yes. Well, not someone.
Kinda.
That's what you said when you said, "Is it a guy?" I'm like, no.
Oh my God, that's hysterical.
Already got at least 18 people used it because 18 reviewed it, and 5 stars.
The fly on Mike Pence's head.
Yes.
Cameo
is on Cameo. It's this weird looking guy dressed, or a guy in a weird looking fly head costume, looking like something off Cable Access.
How much is that guy charging?
$25.
Oh my God. Who would pay $25 for the fly?
At least 18 people. Look at that. See all 18 reviews?
People, 18 people reviewed him.
Full 5 stars. So that means every single person, I guess, gave him 5. I don't know if you can do like 4 3/4, but when it's all averaged out, but 5 stars after 18 reviews.
That's insane.
It's just that's what's making money. $25 a shot, and he's done at least 18 videos. Probably, obviously, more people haven't written reviews. That's money just pouring in for what? Putting on a fly head and talking into a camera for whatever, 5 minutes, 3 minutes.
And meanwhile, Nick Talk is trying to become famous.
Yeah.
And he can't even get any of those videos to catch on with millions of views. And the fucking fly.
But this is what we were talking about before, like the girl that sits and talks to her foot or whatever, and then the other girl that dresses up like a dog and sits and makes dog thing. I mean, raking it in.
I'll be damned. By the way, in our chat room, there's a link that says Tom Cruise and Renee Zellweger are ready to get married. See, I'd heard that.
It's gotta be because the Church of Scientology wants them together as their new poster couple.
One tabloid is pushing that rumor as part of an ongoing, totally bogus narrative. Oh, well. Gossip Con can set the record straight. An article published in this week's NW, I don't even know the name, claiming that Cruise is taking his alleged secret
Gossip Con
with his former Jerry Maguire co-star to the next level. The tabloid writes Renee Zellweger has teased she's back in contact with Cruise for months and is even in the early stages of converting to Scientology. Now that seems a little...
Well, because from what I've heard with Scientology, the church has to approve everything. I mean, so if they're together and they're getting married, the church is on board with it.
I don't know a lot about Scientology. I know I was recruited for it when I was in Peoria. Did I tell you this story, Rocky? You would have been the one.
I think you mentioned it a few weeks back.
There was, when Lamb and I were really hot in the early 90s, there was a time where it looked like we were gonna there was a time where it looked like we could hit and get nationally famous, and it never happened, of course. But when we had that little hot run, people assumed like there was some sort of fame coming, and that's when we were hit up by these Scientologists about joining the church. And so it's like they were interested because we were getting national recognition. But John's was very Catholic at the time. And I'm just sort of, I mean, I was raised Baptist because my grandmother her parents were Baptist missionaries. She was in Mexico and her mom and dad were from the United States, and they adopted her, you know. So, but that was like in the 1800s or the early 1900s. But that's how I was raised Baptist, but I was never really super religious or anything. And I was of course, I would never get into a cult. So I would always avoid going to any meetings or anything, or avoid talking to them. But they were trying. They would send people around to talk to us. And then when the syndication went, because right around the time we were getting syndicated, there was some major people were speculating how many stations we were going to be on. And then when we ended up being on one station or two stations, they backed off. But there was a while there, they were trying to tell us how it would help our career. And I'm like, if you want to help our career, get us on a bunch of stations. We never got on anything. So the Scientologists were told to fuck right off. And because I don't think it works. If the Scientologists were responsible for people getting fame, I think a lot more people would be Scientologists. But the Scientologists only want people that already have fame.
Because they want your money.
Yeah. Because in case you hit it big, they want to be able to have you give them money. They backed off. It's like they didn't want me. Like I wasn't good enough. I wasn't as popular as the fly on Pence's head.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. You got to find that niche and just go for it. I mean, if you've got something, I don't know. There's got to be, like, I do the record videos, and those are more popular than they probably should be. I mean, some dude sitting around talking about records, and just kind of generically too. But you know, just whatever. I mean, the girl with the dog costume,
yeah.
Now this guy's making $25 a video just for being on top of it, basically, just for being on top of like current. Because you know he won't be able to do this in a month. It'll be, you know.
Nobody's gonna care about the
So it's like way to just be right there with it. It's like find out what's the hot thing like right now, and boom.
Yeah. I think I'm fine with having no fame.
Well, nobody knows who this guy is. He's just the fly on Mike Pence. I don't think he's famous, but he's making that money.
I'm fine with being somewhat. I would describe myself as being somewhat regionally known. There you go.
Yeah, but this guy doesn't care about fame. He's got a fly head on.
Well, say we all know who
money. I'm talking about money.
We all know who would definitely be on there if he were still alive, right?
That's what we talked about before. He was totally ahead of his time. Totally ahead of his time. Jim the photographer.
I'll go to your house naked and sing to your wife happy birthday.
Hell's bells. There's total websites around for 10 years at this point that are nothing but naked people in a house walking around for 24/7.
You'd be showing that dong to anyone, the least bit interested in seeing it.
And here's the thing. We were talking about like Joe Rogan yesterday and how, he's got an incredible amount of videos. And that's one of the reasons he's so popular is because he got on it early. It's not because he's an excellent interviewer or he's a, whatever winning personality. He was right there at the beginning of that. Jim would have been right there at the beginning of it. Think how many followers he would have had for that dong at this point.
Yeah.
That would have probably been one of the most famous penises in the whole world at this point.
You'd have a separate cameo just for the penis.
Right. And unlike the fly, it would be his real penis.
Jim's dong would have its own TikTok account.
Right.
It would have been Jim's dong riding that skateboard.
TikTok.
Jimmy's dong would have been on that skateboard. Drinking that cranberry juice or whatever. Like that guy. It is weird though how now that Nick's got me on TikTok and I watch it sometimes, you know what it's good for? When you're on the toilet.
Yeah.
That's why it's famous. It's popular. Because when you're on the toilet, you literally can watch like 10 TikToks and it's amazing. And it gets addictive. And that's why it's so popular. But you could watch one that's just getting started and go, oh, that one's going to be popular. There's one today, Nick, of the song Brick House by the Commodores.
Okay.
And there's a girl playing, I don't even know what the hell it's called.
A violin.
No, it's like a fife.
A recorder?
A recorder, I was going to say.
Recorder. He's playing a recorder to the song Brick House by the Commodores. And I saw it and I'm like,
probably got 2 billion views.
This is going to blow up. No, there was 12 views when I saw it. And I thought, this is going to blow up. Well, she's a brick. And she's going, doo-doo-doo-doo, house. And I was just like, oh, this is going to take off. You watch. Next thing you know, they're going to be everybody.
This doesn't seem weird enough.
You
it's
watch.
Like I've seen people playing. I mean, beyond that's a regular instrument. If you got to go viral, you got to play something that's not an instrument, like a set of glasses with different amounts of water in them and stuff.
I saw that guy who was on the skateboard singing Fleetwood Mac. I saw it when he had less than 100 views, and I thought there's something that is very relaxing about this TikTok. It's gonna blow up. And literally, I saw it again later that day that I saw it. I saw it again, and it had like 500,000 views. It was unbelievable how quick these things go. But yet, I'll see shit that Nick does that's funnier than half the stuff that's catching on. I'll see stuff that Nick will do and it'll be funnier, and yet it'll have 12 views.
Yeah. That's my life.
I don't get it. I just don't understand it.
I just saw a video on YouTube this morning that is literally 12 seconds long. It actually does have 2 million views. That was the number. And it's nothing but a page out of, I think it's a Harry Potter book. Who is Dumbledore?
Dumbledore
he was a headmaster at Hogwarts.
Okay, right. Okay, Harry. Sometimes I get the characters with that in Lord of the Rings because I don't really go by names. I just watch the movies.
Not Ian McKellen.
But okay, so it's nothing but a quote that he said in a book and zooming in on the word calmly and then drawing a box around the word calmly. That's the whole video.
Huh.
2 million views.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
I mean, and here you go and put effort into something, come up with a concept, come up with the, make the video. It's got different angles. You got costume changes going on. You got all this stuff, 17 views.
Yeah.
2 likes.
TikTok's problem is it's all these stupid dances. It's like, I don't want to watch that. I don't want to see anybody dancing. I don't want to feel like a pervert, because I'm alone on the toilet. I certainly don't want to see a bunch of
watching young girls dance.
Yeah, do a bunch of ass shaking dances. I'm always concerned. I'm like, oh my God, what if my wife decides right now she's going to barge into the bathroom? What is she going to think? I'm watching some video. And by the way, why are they still wearing bikinis?
Because they're all living in California or Florida where they're doing them.
I just don't get it. I don't get why are there so many bikinis still? I mean, I'm not complaining about a bikini, but I mean, come on. I mean, you don't need to wear the bikini. It's October, for God's sakes. People are going to think I'm a pervert watching TikTok. I'm just saying that Nick, your stuff is funnier than a lot of the things I see. And I can't understand how you haven't blown up virally yet. Are you doing something wrong?
I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing wrong.
The dumbest shit is the most popular shit.
I don't get it.
I might just put up a video of the 15-second video of boiling water and see what happens.
It's unbelievable.
Put some Fleetwood Mac behind it and see whatever goes.
No, they don't get pulled. It's Fleetwood Mac.
No, but TikTok allows that stuff. You could pick
up.
Oh, okay.
That's that Cranberry guy. Yeah. He's got Fleetwood Mac playing in the background.
I'll say the Cranberry guy. Did you hear that? Ocean Spray, was it?
Bought him a car.
Bought him a truck and like a year's supply of the product.
Yeah, and filled it with Ocean Spray.
Well, Stevie Nicks did a. Is that the Dreams thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Stevie Nicks actually replied to that.
Mick Fleetwood did one where he was on a skateboard and he was doing the same thing, and now Stevie Nicks has done it. I mean, everybody's doing the Fleetwood Mac Dreams.
Well, not Lindsey Buckingham.
No, he was said F that.
I think
I'm not doing that.
I think Lindsey Buckingham was sick. Yeah, but Rob's saying, Nick, maybe you should wear a bikini. It might be an idea.
Oh God!
Remember the days when you used to have talent to be on the video?
Yeah. No, but you're right. What happened to the days where you'd need some talent to get something viral?
You just got to get in an algorithm or catch something at the right moment. Now it's all about just
easy
getting lucky.
It's cool when you do it once and then you try to do it again, and it's really disappointing.
Yeah.
Bottling lightning in a bottle, trying to catch lightning in a bottle. Wow, that really took a long time to say that.
I'm happy with our 6,000 views a show or whatever, and I'm fine with. I guess that's what we're gonna.
One show that got the 6,000 views. Is that the one you're referring to?
No. We had a show once that got like 13,000 views or something, but I don't expect that every time. I go with what the average is. You know what I mean? When it's all said and done, because there's people that watch us live and then they watch us throughout the day, and then people call the show at like 4 PM and they get angry because we didn't answer. It's like, well, why would I answer the phone at 4 PM? The show's live from 8 AM till 9:30. That's the open time.
I think the person that showed up at your house in the middle of the night to make a request.
You remember the guy that you remember back in the Morning Disaster days, that guy showed up to my house on Money Tree?
Yes, that's what I just said.
Make the AC/DC request. I was like, son of a bitch. Why would you think You're gonna come here and make an AC/DC request.
I mean, that's pretty standard. I mean, I remember being on afternoons or in the evenings anywhere I've worked, and you get the calls wondering, where the morning show is. You can talk to, the morning show host or the sidekick, or it's like, no, it's 8 o'clock at night, or no, it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. The morning show's not here. Like they live in the house like it's the Monkees or something, and everybody just lives together at the radio station.
I'm saying that now we live in the houses. Like I live and do the show from my house.
Right.
It would make more sense today for someone to go to the house and say, hey, will you talk about this? That would make more sense now than it would have then. For some reason, people would come by my house at all hours of the day requesting AC/DC. By the way, from a show that played no music. Why the hell would you come by? Dipshit. By the way, I talked to the Phantom Shitter. Yesterday's story. And the Phantom Shitter agreed to be on Friday's show. And he agreed we could take 3 phone calls, or we could do 3 questions that he will answer for anyone to figure out who he is. And this will be on Friday's show.
Would you recognize his voice?
He says he's going to change the voice. All right. And we could ask 3 questions and he'll answer them. So it'll be on tomorrow's show. There'll be one question from some listener calling in. There'll be one question from, he said, one question from one, one question from one of my co-hosts. So should probably be Rocky. And one question from the YouTube chat room for tomorrow's show.
So Nick or Jason can just get in the YouTube chat room and ask their question, and we can all have a question.
I mean, you could. I want it to be, because I know who it is. And I think some people, you're going to hear who it is, you're going to go, oh, shit, of course it's him. But he says he'll take 3 questions tomorrow. And
I know who this person, I know this person.
Yeah.
Okay.
You definitely know this person. You've met the person, and yeah. But I don't want to give it away. But that's why I think you should ask the question. Not that Nick and Jason, I think both of them are familiar with the person, but I just think that you know them, so I think you could probably ask the best question. So, yeah, that'll be tomorrow. We could figure out who the Phantom Shitter is. But if we don't figure it out, we don't figure it out. But you can try to figure it out tomorrow. And by the way, because I saw Fat 420's comments on the Facebook page. No, he's available Friday. That's why we're doing it. It's not just because we only want to serve patrons and we don't care about the free listeners. That's not it at all. I saw what he was implying, you fucker. Nick, was that you that was answering the question for him? I don't think
that's a fair accusation.
Well, I mean, but he was trying to answer it, and Fat 420's just like, no, you guys only care about the patrons, and that's, I mean, it is. We do care about the patrons. Yes, I think it's awesome when someone.
Yeah, and we got to give them some sort of kind of content for the money that they're spending.
But it just so happened that he was available on Friday, and that's when he was able to do it. So it just so happened that it fell on Friday. It's not that we it's not that I said, oh, this is only free listeners are not good enough to get this, because that's what he was implying, that I somehow
I say we gave the free listeners the story.
I did the story for free for the listeners. And he's like, you guys will find out who it is and you won't share it with our free listeners. Well, maybe that's how it'll work. I don't know. That will be up to the phantom shitter.
You have to have special things for the people, the patrons. That's the whole point.
They're paying. I'm sorry, Fat 420. But
that's not just us. That's kind of like the point of like everybody on Patreon.
I'll be honest. They deserve it. You know.
It's 2 unemployed people on this show.
Yeah, we need the money. It's not a ton. By the way, it's not a ton of money.
But you're not raking in dough.
No, yeah. I appreciate everybody.
Yeah, it helps.
Fly on Mike Pence's head, for God's sakes.
Yeah,
yeah, it's cheaper than the cameo for the fly on Mike Pence's head. I mean,
it's like a half a year of the fly on Mike Pence's head, or the half a year of us.
It's a fifth of the cost.
$5 a month, for God's sake. And you're also getting you're going to get the free best of after the show tomorrow. You're getting the link to the.
And if you can't afford the $5, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, like I've always been told, and make it happen.
That just sounds wrong.
Check your couch cushions and see if maybe you find a $5 bill.
Come on, even I have $5 a month. It's less than a third of your Netflix cost, for God's sakes. Pay the $5 a month. You're lucky we're not charging $5 a month for everybody. Bitching about it.
Yes, you're lucky. You should thank your lucky stars at night that you get to even listen to this show.
Oh, that's not how I. That's not.
That should be one of the blessings that you count.
No. No, I'm saying, and I understand. I'm poor as shit. I understand. You know, being poor and not having it, but we do continue. We do continue to apply. You know, to give humor for free.
Sounds like this booming economy is working out splendidly for all involved.
Yeah. So, but it wasn't. It wasn't what like Fat 420's in there saying, "I know it's cheap, but it's either spend money for my meds or spend money on you." Well, just like Rocky's husband with the sleep machine.
Notice he hasn't commented or anything.
Yeah, the thing he sent me a picture, had nothing to do with the sleep machine. I thought it was going to be a picture of the sleep machine or something, but it's not. And Pete said Pete gave up Netflix to support our show. Thank you, Pete.
I never talked about Terry on any kind of platform before, so I don't know where the boundaries are. I guess I'll find out. How dare you talk about that machine?
I was impressed that you openly said that your husband needed a sleep machine, but it bothered you, so you made him get rid of it.
That sounds so harsh when you put it that way.
Yes.
But it's so...
He could die at any night, but yet...
Quaintly sums it up, though.
When he dies, at least you will be sleeping comfortably.
Yeah, and silence from...
So when he dies from sleep apnea, the good news is that you will have gotten a good night's sleep whenever that happens.
Well, at least after he's mourned.
It'll be a nice, peaceful doze. And that's truly the important thing. Could be worse. You could have bought him a bag of Musketeers and left it on the table next to him.
That's what he used to do for me. He finally stopped that. Not leave it, but, going out and buying stuff and whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I've said before, is if it's in the grocery store or something, I have no problem walking right past it. But if it's brought into the house, I will eat the whole container.
I'm so weak. I'm so weak.
And do that whole thing where, oh, just a couple more, just one more, and then, oh, well, there's just 5 left. There's just 4. I might as well finish the that whole deal every time.
I have a sickness. I really do. No, Rocky said that he doesn't. It was loud. It was keeping him up. I think it's reasonable to say that. It's loud. It's keeping me up. Now, my wife sleeps with a goddamn fan that drives me crazy. But I just sleep. I sleep. Chris says, got to come up with $2,000 to move into my apartment this month. Maybe next month he'll join a patron. Now, that's the kind of listener that I love. He's
priorities. It's on the list.
He's setting his priorities and then saying, oh, at this point, I'm going to have, it's a goal of his. Thank you. Thank you, Chris. You don't know how much that means to us. You say, I will, my goal is to join the Morning Disaster patron. The Patreon. I think that's what we're looking for. Listen, there's some people who, like maybe you can't join, but you want to join. That does mean a lot to us. That means a lot to us.
Yeah, there's a lot of channels I'd like to join the Patreon for, but yeah, once you start getting up to like a few of them, it starts to add up. You got to pick your favorites.
I appreciate anybody who prioritizes joining our Patreon. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Ray. Appreciate it. Who would call and say, there was somebody that would call the Morning Disaster. They go, I appreciate it. Like they were constantly appreciating something.
Wasn't that the guy with the salad?
I can't remember. He go, appreciate it, Ray. Appreciate it.
Troy?
Oh, that white trash. I don't know what happened.
Something happened because you have nothing nice to say about that guy. Damn.
Well, I'll tell you what it was.
You made fun of his mom's salad or something.
His mom. And then she attacked me for something on Facebook. Or somebody attacked me for something on Facebook.
He's in that video, I think. He's in the one video.
He's in the homecoming video.
And then the salad pops up.
Yeah. I saw the 7-layer salad.
Again, for Patreons.
Yeah. But screw him. Sean gets me going with him all the time. I want to talk about my mama. Don't you talk about my mama, Ray. And it was one of those things that got him going. And I had said,
set him off.
I can't remember what he did. Something that really pissed me off. And then he's like, well, you talk about my mama. I said, I don't give a shit about your big fat mama or whatever it was. And he was like, how dare you call my mama big fat? I said, all she does is talk about the food she made and ate. Your big fat mom. I can't. I was really pissed. And then I said something I guess is over the line. And then he was like, fuck you, Ray Lotto. I will get all my friends. I'll get all my friends to hate you. This is, and I can't remember. I don't remember all of it, but I know that it was, he said he's going to get all his friends and they were going to boycott me. And I went, oh, I said, big deal. 3 people. I said, so I'll lose. So 3 people are not going to follow him anymore.
And then they were already listening to WFMB anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, we are talking about a fortified cowboy here.
I mean, this is an adult. This was an adult person. This is part of it. I said, you wear a fucking Halloween costume year round. Because he was doing electricity or plumbing work or something. But yet every day he dressed like he was going to be in a fucking rodeo.
Right.
And I think what started it is he was wearing Spurs or something ridiculous.
Spurs.
And I'm
Spurs are kind of politically incorrect at this point. Not supposed to. Well, I guess this was a while ago. Not supposed to wear the Spurs anymore.
This happened like 2010, I think, is when it happened. But he was always wearing a cowboy hat, and he had that big belt on, and
if a plumber came up to my house wearing cowboy getup and Spurs, I would send him away immediately.
This is what started it. Was me pointing out something like that. I'm like, you look ridiculous. I said,
they don't like that. Trust me. I worked on a country station for about 8 years. They don't like that.
I was like, what the
They
fuck?
really are sensitive about their attire when they dress like that.
He had on a holster or something.
Yeah.
And
There's
like,
degrees. There's different levels.
I'm like, what the fuck do you need a holster for? I said,
My
what
big dick. My big cowboy dick. Gotta have his own holster.
And so I was saying, I said, you're wearing a Halloween costume every day of your life. Stop it. I said, you're wearing a big boots and Spurs. I said, how ridiculous. And then he got upset. And I was like,
I'm saying, yeah, they get upset. Don't do that.
and Sean Ballint was somehow involved. And you know, Sean has to apologize for everybody else.
Well, Sean has a look. He's always got the jerseys on.
Yeah, but he wears a football jersey. He doesn't dress like a cowboy.
He's not playing football.
Yeah, but it's still a shirt. I would have a problem if Sean was wearing shoulder pads.
Boots are still shoes or still footwear.
This guy dressed like he was getting ready to go out and ride a fucking horse every day. He looked ridiculous. And then he
walked around with a lasso in his hand,
and he insisted his name be. Remember what he said? My name's Cowboy Troy. And I'm like, your Cowboy's in your name? That would be like me saying.
That's over the top.
Yeah. That would be like me saying, I want to be called the captain. And always wearing like a captain's hat from a ship all the time. You would look at me and go, what a dick. Who would do that?
Neil's partner?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
I mean, him too. He looked like a dick. Why was he always wearing a captain's hat? He wasn't steering a boat.
Yeah, that was silly.
Just stop it. What would you do if someone showed up dressed like
Chuck Berry, Fats Domino, same thing.
If someone
captain hat
with like a big like Chief of Linawick.
Pick something else. I don't want the no. Pick something else. Pick anything else. Anything else. Pick somebody else.
If someone showed up every day dressed like a fireman, but they weren't a fireman,
they would be a member of the Village People.
Well, exactly.
They worked at Hardee's.
They worked at like Hardee's. Exactly. You would think, what a jackass. Why are you wearing a fireman's helmet all the time?
Well, and something like that too. You start getting into firemen, and you know that's kind of like a stolen valor type thing too, because firefighters are putting their lives in danger and have to go through all that training and all that, and then you got some clown that just puts on fireman gear, walking around trying to.
There are people that have to wear a cowboy hat and a big belt, and
that's how I would have poked a bear and would have said, "Yeah, you have stolen cowboy valor."
But I'm saying there are
don't
people,
do that.
There are people that do that. And
don't even try to have that conversation on an intellectual kind of like we're just having a hypothetical conversation. Don't even try that. They don't like that.
He looked like a douche, and I pointed it out, and he got angry. And then it led to me calling his mama his big fat mama, and he got really upset.
It's the same people that want to go now and dress up in camouflage everywhere and stand in front of concrete steel buildings in the middle of a downtown urban area dressed in complete camouflage.
Yeah.
It's cosplay. It's dress up time.
Looks ridiculous.
I mean, you're in camouflage and you're in an urban area. There's like two trees here. What are you blending into?
Yes. You look like a dick.
You're just wearing that because that's the look. You're not in the woods.
I bet right now that guy is number one. I bet he's a big Trumper.
Ever see one of those movies that's so cheap that they have like a military scene or something like that, and all the military is in like different types of camouflage, or what you've got like the desert camouflage, and right next to him is a guy with the tree camouflage because they're too cheap the movie set's too cheap to like get real costumes, so they just have to take whatever. There's a couple movies out like that where if you notice everybody's in completely camouflage, it makes no sense for where they are.
I saw something for Trump where they had all the different branches of the service somehow tossing support his way. And I noticed that the Space Force has camouflage.
Hopefully it's black with white little specks.
Why does Space Force have camouflage? No, it's blue.
The answer is because of basically what I just said with the movie thing. They didn't want to spend any more money because that would upset people. So this is the answer they gave. So they're using the whatever they had. It's
ridiculous. There's no reason for Space Force to have camouflage.
Well, that's the reason. It was they had it in abundance, and so that's what they're using, so they don't have to buy new uniform, whatever, and everybody applauds that. Oh my God, look how frugal
it looks like they're wearing
this administration is being.
They're wearing leftover Air Force garb.
Yeah, they are. That's what is being put out there. It's
ridiculous.
That's how it's being explained.
That's how it was with this jackass wearing his cowboy gear every day. And so I just pointed it out. And then he got all upset at me. And then and he goes,
they pointed out that he looked ridiculous. Yeah. And his whole attire was a lie. And he got upset.
And then he goes, then he says, you talk to me like that, you're not gonna get my mama's 7-layer salad. And I said, I couldn't give a shit if I never eat that slop the rest of my life. I've never liked your mama's 7-layer salad, he was always, no matter what thing we were doing back in the disaster days, there was always something going on. We were always gonna we're gonna do a homecoming. Remember when he made the homecoming? He's like, I'll bring my mama 7-layer salad. Oh, we're gonna have a pool party. I'll bring my mama 7-layer salad. And I always wanted to say, no one wants your mama's 7-layer salad. It tastes like shit. It's got mayonnaise in it. We're gonna put it outside. Everybody's gonna get sick.
It's gonna sit outside in the sun for like 4.5 hours. No.
We did not give a shit. We didn't give a shit.
But instead of being nice and saying no thank you,
fucking salad,
you insulted his mother, insulted the salad, insulted his clothing, insulted his whole lifestyle.
He's gonna have a pool party. I'm gonna bring mama 7-layer.
And I'm the bad guy for telling somebody to ditch the CPAC.
So I basically, I had said.
By the way, there's obviously a lot more to that story, and I'm abridging it for the sake of humor. I would not just be like, rip somebody's, life necessity thing off of them and throw it out.
I thought it was very funny how you.
Yes, thank you, because that's what I was going for.
Yeah.
Obviously, I wouldn't. Break somebody's cast off and throw it out because I thought it was ugly on their leg or something, or
this
throw somebody's pills away because I didn't like the color. It clashed with the towels in the bathroom or
Every
whatever.
Time you take those pills, they're rattling and it keeps me awake. Throw those pills.
Right.
No, but it was Sean Bolin's fault, if I'm not mistaken. Unless I'm mistaken, it was Sean who actually started it, and that fucking Cowboy Troy, he said something he shouldn't have, and I can't remember what it was. And then I attacked him for dressing like a fucking cowboy. So I'm like, you're a grown man. Stop it. You look stupid. And then he got all angry and somehow threatened me with, you'll never have my mama's 7-layer salad again, which, by the way, I have never, ever taken a bite of that slop.
And yet it tastes horrible. I was going to ask if you ever actually had any of this salad. It could be incredible.
Eat that fucking 7-layer salad.
It could be like, well, I don't usually like mayonnaise, but when it's with all of this other stuff, it really makes sense. I like this.
In a desert, starving to death, I would not eat that slop. And I made a comment about how I'd rather die than eat that 7-layer salad.
That'd be almost the perfect food if you were in a desert.
And then he got very angry.
Salad with a bunch of dressing.
And he somehow talked about my mama. And I told him that his big fat mama needs to shut up or whatever it was. Sean, do you remember why Cowboy Troy stopped talking to me?
I don't remember all the exact particulars, but in general, you talked about his mama.
You were somehow involved.
I can't even remember how I was involved, but
of course.
Holy cow! I mean, I remember the series of posts. So we're going to F and kill you, Ray Lytle, and F you.
His whole
it was one of the early social media.
Yes.
It's like firestorms. It was like one of those field fires that was out and about yesterday. It was spread.
It was like in 2010.
Mm-hmm. Ahead of its time.
And then, but I remember that you would send me, you would say, hey, Cowboy Troy reached out to me. And I'd be like, I don't give a shit what Cowboy Troy did. But he wouldn't let it go. Like for months afterwards, he was still bothering you.
Hey, you tell Ray. He wore the cowboy gear because occasionally in Harristown, him and a rival, the town's not big enough for the two of them, and they face off at high noon with 7-layer salad.
He was just a dick.
The good, the bad, and the salad.
So he got really angry.
Guy trying to be nice. Offer you his mother's salad. I'm sure that was, that's like, mom's home cooking. That's, trying to make you part of the family.
I never ate.
I got a question about clothing and the way people are perceived. Sean is wearing it's two different sports attires. I wonder if, like, I go to the store and I have a Rolling Stones face mask. I don't want to wear I have a lot of these band shirts, but I don't want to wear a band shirt because I think it looks like overkill if you're wearing like a rock band shirt or something and you've got a Rolling Stones mask on. Is that overkill? Does that look dumb? Because I'm down to like the same 3 shirts over and over again that aren't rock shirts.
Wear a rock shirt. No, wear the rock shirt. Like Sean's wearing a St. Louis Browns outfit.
Right.
But
he's got a St. Louis Cardinals hat.
That's actually
Browns hat. That's orange. Yeah.
Oh.
So he's wearing
but that doesn't look like, if I had a Rolling Stones shirt with a Rolling Stones mask, it wouldn't make me look like like some sort of crazy person. It
would just make you look like
a crazy person.
Very
obsessed with the Rolling Stones.
Make you look like you're a big Stones fan. Nothing wrong with that. As long as you're not carrying around a 7-layer salad, you're all right.
That's right. That's right. I took up my 7-layered salad to Mick Jagger and Keith Richards.
Ray was judging the way people dress, so I had to ask.
Is he still around, John?
I actually saw him at Mikey's thing here about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Okay, you're listening right now. By the way, I never insulted the salad. I never insulted the mother, and I really only gave an anecdotal thing about the cowboy wear.
The cowboy wear is ridiculous.
So, aim those 6-shooters at somebody else.
He looked ridiculous. I'm telling you. And I think the thing that finally as I suggested, his mother didn't have long to live.
Well, you found that itch to scratch, didn't you?
I can't remember what it was that finally drove him to stop talking to me.
Boy, he was like about the most loyal fan going too.
That's the way Ray treats the fans.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. Dude comes in, wants to be a big fan of the show, offers his mama's home cooking, offers this, wants to do that. And that's the response.
I wasn't the only one. I remember you and Jimmy and everybody making fun of him.
No, not Cowboy Troy. I don't make fun of crazy. I made that a policy a long time ago.
I can't remember what.
Black guy was the only exception. That's because he was kind of small.
I was
a little guy.
because one of his family members attacked me for something political or something. Oh, I know what it was. Somebody called Obama the N-word. It was something like that. And I was like, you know, there's a line. Just don't cross it. You can say you don't like him, you know. It was something racial.
You can suggest that somebody's mother doesn't have long to live, but don't call people words. Limits.
There was a racial thing. Because it was back in 2010. And I think it was the N-word. He had used the N-word to describe Obama or something. And then I started making fun of him for wearing the cowboy gear around. And then that led to, you're not going to get any more of my mama's 7-layer salad. And I was like, I'd rather die. I'd rather die than eat that stupid
I thought your Cowboy Troy fallout happened in like the 90s.
No, he was angry at me, but he the thing that finally did it was a Facebook thing. Where he finally stopped bothering. And I
wasn't around for that.
2010. And it's because it was either he or his sister, somebody called President Obama the N-word, and it just rubbed me the wrong way. It's not that I was, you know, a lot of people were saying bad stuff about Obama, but it just, for me, that line was the racism thing, you know, because it started out with our president's from Africa anyway. And I'm like, stop sounding like an idiot. Stop saying that. Only stupid people say that. You don't want to look stupid.
Donald Trump started that.
Yeah.
That's where he is.
Yeah.
About to be reelected. So, yeah.
And then I said,
a lot of people believe that one.
I pointed out how stupid it was. And then somebody got it. And they're like, well, that Obama. And I was, you know, and it rubbed me the wrong way. So I said, at least he doesn't wear a cowboy hat. And he's a plumber or whatever Troy does. And that's what got it. And it finally ended with, I said, well, your big fat mama does whatever. I said, she probably doesn't have long to live. I said, your big fat mama probably doesn't have long to live anyway.
Oh, gee.
She's fat. She's fat. which wasn't true. It wasn't true. I'm sure his mother was a fine lady. And I said,
she's collateral damage.
She spends her
day.
She
was caught in the crossfire.
She spends her day eating 7-layer salad. I'm sure she'll go into a diabetic coma soon. And he got really upset at me implying that. And so I think it was really stupid thing that started it. But I got really mad. And it wasn't even real. It was his family members on this post that started attacking me. And then when I get attacked, I get really vicious. And it led to me talking about the limited time his mother had on this earth because of all the 7-layer salad she had eaten. And she was a big fat woman anyway. And he got really upset. But it ended up with him going, fuck you.
You know, it really doesn't sound any better the more you say it. It still sounds completely vicious. And
there's more of it
coming. I side with Cowboy Troy.
And as more comes back, I was starting to feel like, well, maybe I shouldn't have said that. But all I know is that Sean somehow ended up in the middle of it. And
yeah, I tried to be
a listener that wanted to bring some salad to a pool party.
I tried to be a peace envoy at one point, and I realized, well, what the hell am I thinking? I'm not going to be able to fix this. I always thought, well, we've got to mend fences, and everybody should get along. I mean, come on.
He also
it's not realistic.
No, it's not at all.
He also did a thing like, Ray Lawler, you're such a son of a bitch. No radio station will ever hire you. Or there was something.
Wow, and prophetic.
There was something he threw that was really insulting. Now, at least I don't wear a Halloween costume year round. peddling your fucking mother's 7-layer salad like anybody wants to eat that shit.
Yeah, that's my bargaining chip. I'll tell you what, I'll take these 10 head of cattle in exchange for my mama's
didn't he live with
7-layer salad.
He lived with the mom too, right?
I think so.
Yeah, so why would he be trading cattle for?
He was in
I
his,
don't know.
he was
How
in his,
about some sheep?
lived with his
Trying to
mom.
get rid of his mother.
Yeah, I can't remember it, but it was.
I mean, I like the guy. I got addicted to impersonating him, which might get me in more trouble.
Which, by the way, nobody disliked it more than Mikey.
Oh, those two.
Yeah. So I do find it nice that he showed up at Mikey's thing to raise some money for him.
Just like to reiterate that I never had a problem with Cowboy Troy. Sure, the salad is delicious.
But he hasn't spoken to me. He hasn't spoken to me in 10 years, and I'm fine. I'm fine having not spoken to him. Fuck him and his mama's 7-layer salad. That mama's got to be dead now, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
She's still alive. Maybe she is. Because I think she was like, I mean, shit, she was in her 70s then. So that was 10 years ago.
I'll tell you what, she'll die someday, but my mama's 7-layer salad will be immortal. When the Martians come and there's nothing left, they'll find a monument to my mama's
Making the homecoming video.
7-layer salad.
You see Cowboy Troy, right, in the video, and Rocky puts up a picture of 7-layer salad in the middle of the video. That's
For
clear.
Patreons only.
It's clear who he's making fun of.
How am I making fun of somebody by putting up what they're associated with?
Well, I want to say that he was part of that offensive line on that homecoming game. And he was wearing shorts and a cowboy hat. He looked like a dick.
That's what I want to make sure about my Rolling Stones. I want to ask the fashion police if that was acceptable attire.
I think that would look cool. You're wearing the mask with the tongue on it. I bet that looks cool. No. You look cool, I think, in the Rolling Stones.
No, I'm just saying wearing the mask along with other rock attire, like a shirt or something. That seemed like overkill?
Well, is it?
It's not my worst, And then the other thing I do, I wind up wearing like 2 different teams.
Well, I think sports is more
egregious.
common though to wear sports stuff than it is to wear, especially grown adults, mostly still wearing rock shirts. But I stopped caring what people think about what I wear. I guess not though, if I'm asking that question.
You know what? I live like Buck Rogers. I'm 51, and like not having a partner, never will have a partner. So it's like I'm living like a 20-something, and then everyone I know isn't a 20-something anymore. It's the most ridiculous life of all time. So it's like, I thought there are so many things I wouldn't do if I lived a normal life.
Well, I think
I wouldn't be allowed to dress like this.
Not having kids does a lot of that too. Not just being single, but like, I'm not single, but I don't have kids, and that takes me out of a lot of referential things. Like people will bring up like kids movies, like, oh yeah, everybody's seen that. It's like, why would I have seen Finding Nemo? I would have, and then I feel like I need to watch those movies. So then I sit with Terry and watch Finding Nemo. 2 grown adults sitting there watching a children's movie just so they aren't left out of the conversation.
When I had a child, the best thing about it was I had an instant reason to tell everybody no.
Yeah.
Get out of everything. That's what the best part of having a kid was. Well, that and how much you love your kid in that relationship. But it's a great reason to get out of doing stuff. That was awesome. Like, I can't go to, I won't be able to visit your yard sale.
It's like an opt-out social credit card.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not going to be able to go have a few drinks at this bar. So I have a child.
But it's also, would it also be a reason to go places? Like you can go to Six Flags, you can go to Disney World, you can go to, because you got a kid with you. You can go to this cool thing, you can go to that cool thing. You don't want to be the grown ass adult with another grown adult going to, you know, the water park or that's creepy.
We went to Disney World with my daughter when she was in high school, early high school. But that involved me sitting in the hotel a lot.
Well, I figured, yeah, you, but I mean, most parents, I'm saying, it's an excuse to go out and have some, you know, some more of like, and sports things too. It's, you know, you want to take your son to the baseball game, or you want to take your daughter to the Disney on Ice thing, or your daughter to the baseball game or the football game, or whatever it is.
I mean, someday I'd like to take all the kids to Disney, but altogether we're talking 7 people, and that's just well,
whatever it is, it could be Raging Rivers, it could be Six Flags, it could be all 7 of you going to see the new whatever, the new thing that just opened at the Union Station. But yeah, the money, I'm talking about maybe having 1 or 2 kids where the money thing isn't such a
I got one
issue.
I got 1 kid and we could not afford to take her to these, but somehow we did anyway. Well, there's no way we could afford to go to all these places, and we went. But I just stayed. It was a nice vacation for she and my wife. I seemed to sit in the hotel a lot during that vacation.
Yeah, you don't seem like you'd be a very active person. Like, let's go here next. Let's do this next. Let's walk around for 10 hours at Disneyland next. Okay, now let's do this.
My knees are shot. I'm not.
You're more like, yeah, I'll be here. You guys have fun.
I mean,
take pictures.
I'll be home watching. I'll be in the hotel watching a baseball game or something.
I've got a whole family like that. I got a whole family that we tried to take to Memphis, and nobody wanted a room on the second floor because nobody wanted to walk up and down steps. It's like, you know what? We could have, first of all, said something like that when we were getting the rooms. Oh, I can't walk up and down steps. No, but you're going to kick everybody's ass. Okay. Well, next time you're going to kick everybody's ass, remember that you can't walk up and down steps. Anyway.
All I know is that on that same vacation,
the hell is that supposed to mean?
We were in Orlando and did all the Disney shit. And then we went over to St. Petersburg.
He needs to keep.
Yeah, I don't get what he means by that.
That's the guy that always puts weird.
That's Bubba. I don't know.
Right.
Bubba saying. A nice save, Ray. What was a nice save?
Oh, maybe he's talking about because of how many kids we have. Well, 4 of them my wife already had before we got married, so one of them's biologically mine. That's probably what he's referring to.
I knew that because I pay attention.
And Pete's saying nice save. I don't know what he's talking about.
Maybe when you were talking about using your daughter to get out of things, and then kind of secondarily saying, "Oh yeah, and I loved her too," and all that horse shit. But mostly, well,
because when we actually stayed at Pete's house when we went down there. We stayed at Pete has a place in Atlanta, and he's got a really nice house. And so we were going down to Disney, and we stayed there. And I remember saying, well, maybe we should just cancel the rest of this vacation. Let's just hang out here for a while. Because I liked Atlanta a lot. And then my wife was like, no, we're not just going to stay here for a few days. And I'm like, it's better than paying for a hotel in Orlando.
I like the hotels, though. I always feel like I
like Pete's house. It was comfortable.
I guess if I had a really good friend, that would be different. But I don't have close friends that are all over the, And if I do have a friend that's somewhere, it's somewhere lame that you wouldn't want to. Portland.
But I'll tell you
now. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Portland right now.
Where Pete lives.
Sign me up.
Where Pete lives, there's this shop, and all the shop did was sell bacon and cupcakes. I swear to God, it was a shop that sold bacon and cupcakes.
Well, I've said before, I was at a wedding one time where they had some bacon flavored, and it wasn't just flavored, it had bacon in it, icing and cakes. Like, you do the same thing with a cupcake. And that was
Yeah.
Incredible. I remember the taste. That's how good it was. Years later, I remember something I had one time tastes like.
And then down the street from this bacon and cupcake shop, there was a taco truck. That were the best freaking tacos. And this is all in Atlanta. And I was like, this place is heavenly. And my wife agreed. Now my wife agrees, like all these years later, we'll be sitting around. She'll go, you know what? She goes, you know what I wish we could go? I go, where? She goes, I wish we were at Petey's and we could go eat at that taco place. And I'll be like, yeah, those are the best tacos in the world. So we went down to, I couldn't tell you one thing about Disney World or whatever the other one is. There's another one down there.
Or Universal?
Yeah. I couldn't tell you.
I'm the same way.
I couldn't tell you shit about Disney or Universal, but I could tell you what was in Atlanta, what it was like hanging at Petey's. He's got a really cool dog. Good job, Sean. He's got a really cool dog.
Leaning Tower of Ski.
The dog is sweet. And we could tell you about the taco place, and I'll tell you about the place that sold the bacon and the cupcakes.
I can. Took my mom to Florida to visit her sister, and I took a friend with me, and so we dropped her off, and then we just had the whole week in Florida. We were in Melbourne, Florida, which is kind of close to Orlando, which is where Universal Studios is. So after a couple of days just hanging out on the beach, we went to Universal Studios. We walked in, kind of looked around at the first kind of things you can do and see before you actually buy a ticket, and we're like, let's just go back to the beach.
Yeah.
With all the, and we turned around, we went inside Jimmy Buffett's store, and then we turned around and went right back to the beach and spent the rest of the time just on the beach, hanging out, not doing any kind of touristy. It was the first time I'd ever seen the ocean up close, and that was my whole week with a weekend. I think it was 2 weekends, in a week, just hanging out on the beach, occasionally going into town and eating at one of the local places. And
we went over to Tampa, St. Pete, and it was awesome. But after the vacation, every story we tell now, all these years later, every story has to do with either staying at Petey's house and talking about the bacon and donut place, or talking about the tacos, and talking about going to St. Pete. Nothing to do with Disney. There's nothing.
Has anybody here here actually ever been to Disneyland or Disney World? Done the whole thing?
I've actually
Disneyland.
I've been there. I broadcast there in 92. Right around that same time that I was talking about with the Scientologist, we got on a list of in 91 we made the list of best shows in the country. Lamb and I did. So Disney called the station and invited us to come. Disney used to have a radio station in one of their parks.
Still do.
Okay. And they used to bring in shows from all over America, and they would get a week. You do a week live broadcast in Disney.
Brian Pierce used to do that quite a bit.
I tell you, it was amazing because number one, they put you up in a real nice hotel.
Yeah.
They treat you like a star. You drive through the park to go to the on a golf cart. They drop you off on some kind of limo golf cart to get to the studio every day. You do
everyone points with 2 fingers.
Yeah, you do the show, and then after the show, they have a freaking parade, and it's really, they do it right. They treat you. You're such a dick with those fucking ski. I will shove those ski cans up your ass one by one.
Ski crash.
just mute them. That way you just watch them fall all the time without hearing it.
Yeah, sorry, I think I ruined my key.
So I'm the only one here that's never been to Disneyland or Disney World.
I've been to both.
I went when I was 6.
By the way,
Disneyland.
I haven't been to Disney World since I was real little, and I went to.
You've been there, so I'm the only one that's never been to either one, or Universal Studios, except for
that was probably the best radio studio I have ever broadcast from. Oh, by the way, they also provided you with a free engineer and a free producer. They had their own. They had this guy. This was the guy's job, Rocky. He was a producer, and he produced every show that was there. That was his job. It was freaking unbelievable. No matter who came in, and they would bring all different types of shows in. Like, we were there during Rock Week, and then they would have an adult contemporary week, and then they would have, you know, like a talk week or whatever. They had different shows in, and it was awesome. And they provide celebrity guests, like whoever, because Disney has celebrities in the park every day. So whoever the celebrities were, they provided them free as a guest for the show. I mean, they did it right. And I'm telling you, the park itself was really cool.
So that's what I was saying about one of the advantages of being a parent is you can fill in the empty kind of spaces from your own childhood. You never got to go to Disneyland or Disney World. You take, you know, now you can go with your child. Never been to the World Series. Now you can go with your child. You know, never been to whatever.
I'm saying I went 91 or 92. I was only 22 years old or whatever, but we had a great time. It was way before the child. When I went again with the child, it wasn't as fun. Not the child's fault, but it just wasn't as fun.
That's like, because you were the one financing the whole thing, right?
Yeah, and Disney, when Disney was paying for it, and I was being driven around by a golf cart, and it was really cool. The second time, if I wanted to go, I had to walk. And I was like, oh, fuck this. But my daughter had a good time. She and my wife seemed to had a nice vacation.
Ever see those people that dress up like a character, grown-ass adults, dress up as a Disney character, and then they get denied entrance? By the way, that's a rule, I guess. If you're going to Disneyland or Disney World, you can't be an adult and dress up like Cinderella or
like that. No,
a princess or something. That's only for kids.
Well, there goes that plan.
They do that so they can tell, you know, who's an employee working there, who's licensed to have that costume on, rather than some body that's going to dress up like Goofy and then come into the park and steal some kids.
What if the guy wanted to dress like fucking John Wayne or Marshall Dillon from Gunsmoke? Would they let him in? Fuck no. They'd say, get out now and take your fucking 7-layer salad.
I want to tell you, Pilgrim, my 7-layer salad from my mama is unstoppable.
Is that John Wayne or Forrest Gump?
A little bit of both.
I'm just telling you right now, I bet that guy's very pro-Trumper. I bet very pro-Trump, and he still wears.
Are we still talking about that Troy guy?
I bet he still wears.
Oh, for God's sake, let's see, what else? There's got to be something else going on.
I bet he still wears.
Jesus, let's see here.
Cowboy hat. I'm telling you.
Yes, we've established that. Let's see.
Let me
the gun people down here in St. Louis. Sean knows about them, right? Well, everybody knows about
McCloskeys.
Yeah.
Did you hear what they're doing?
Oh, gosh, what now?
They've got 2 postcards of themselves. They've got the famous photo. This is the gun couple that were invited to the RNC, and now they've been indicted.
Yeah.
Second guest of the RNC to be indicted in the last or arrested in the last week. But anyway, so now they're going around to restaurants or wherever they go. This instance happened to be a restaurant. They've got that famous photo that was taken by the journalist, and they've also got a new photo
where they're pointing
themselves standing in front of the house and still standing strong or something with the American flag. They've turned them into postcards, and they're signing them and leaving them for people, like at restaurants. And and then sign their name, completely unsolicited, obviously.
Who would want their autograph?
That was the whole story. Is the person was just unbelievable, and they took the story to Channel 4 and they ran with it. But the angle of the story is, how completely ridiculous. Give me a break. And then the funny thing is, the photographer got wind of it that took the journalist, and now he's thinking about maybe suing because they don't have permission to do that with his photo, even though the photo is of them. Yeah. But that's what they're doing. Now, you telling me this wasn't all about, give me attention, I love attention, I want to be a superstar. That's what all this shit's about. Walking around with postcards of your own photo, signing them for people. And you went out and made it's not like your agent did it and you're a superstar or whatever. No, you went out, made the things yourself.
And your
And they're
hand,
signing them and leaving for people who did not ask,
And
who really just
Ray-
wanted you to sign the credit card receipt would have been fine.
you're giving signed autographs to people who aren't asking for them.
Yes.
Ray, and you encountered the worst example and the worst circumstances of that. Mark Flippin' Winger.
Oh yeah.
He couldn't shut up about what he got away with.
Yeah. Mark Winger.
He practically had a postcard with the, the crime scene.
When I was selling my house on Money Tree, he came by my house to look at it. And basically said, "Oh, I'm the guy who killed his wife." And I was like, "What the fuck?" That was crazy. I haven't talked about that in years. Yeah, that was nuts.
He couldn't, he got away with it. Then he couldn't shut up.
And the new wife was hot. She was good looking. But he could not stop about how he killed that old wife. And then he eventually went to court and they found him guilty.
Then Blagojevich public eyed his way into a bunch of prison time, and he just couldn't. He thought going on television all the time would be, well, if I'm on TV, they won't prosecute me. They'll be afraid of my ratings.
I can't assaulted in prison.
Why, if my wife eats a tarantula, I won't go to prison.
Let me take this call so I don't have someone holding for 45 minutes like we did with TJ the other day. Good morning. You're on Morning Disaster.
Good morning, Ray. It's Rob.
Hey, Rob. What's going on, brother?
I appreciate you letting me talk, because Sean and his awesome impressions were making me want to go to sleep. So I had to have something to do.
He's only been holding for 20 minutes.
Well, that's long enough, man. I'm old,
Yes.
But I still have a smoking hot 26-year-old girlfriend, so I'm pretty good with that too.
Good for you.
Yeah, I talked to you yesterday and told you to call in, so I just now got on a break, so I apologize. I haven't been able to listen too much. But the reason I was calling is because you're sitting there talking about people being douchebags and just being stupid, Sean. I had, I'm a single dad of 4 kids.
Right.
And 2 nights ago, I literally got detained by the Jacksonville Police Department. And I say this openly. You can tag me on Facebook. There's a video going around. Please tag me in it. I'm totally fine with it. My youngest daughter, Lily, was at Walmart, and somebody came up, and she was wearing a mask that I think she got out of my laundry basket, as reusable, and it was dropped down just under her nose a little bit. And a 31-year-old man and a 28-year-old woman and their 5-year-old kid started yelling and cussing at my kid
For wearing the mask wrong.
For not, that we're in a pandemic and you're a piece of, there's words I can't even say on this podcast they called my daughter. So her and her friends complained to a Walmart, one of the Walmartians, and they kicked this couple out. Well, they didn't make them leave the property, so they waited outside for about 8.5 minutes for my daughter and her friends to come out, and proceeded to yell at them again, cuss at them, threw a drink at my daughter's rental car that she has. And then when my daughter finally got to her car, they got in her car, followed them for 3 blocks, and trapped them in a parking lot over at Dollar General on Morton, all while she was on the phone with me. So I flew across town and pulled up, and I almost wiped out my car and the rental car when I did it, because I was going so fast across that parking lot, I made the anti-lock brake lock up when I stopped. And when I got out of the car, this guy proceeded to I could hear him on the phone calling my daughter the C word multiple times. This is a 16-year-old girl and a 15-year-old girl and 2 other 15-year-old boys. And proceeded to go off on them and proceeded to tell them how terrible they are and where do you live? I want to talk to your parents, all this stuff. So when I got out of the car, this guy immediately changed his tune and was like, well, I was just trying to explain this to your daughter, and we need to learn lessons to be learned. And so he reached out like he was trying to grab my sleeve, and I grabbed his arm, pulled him out of the car, and got him down in the parking lot. And that's when somebody over at Sonic, the drive-thru next door, called the cops, and here they come. So speaking of audacious people, these are it. I'm just telling you.
What ended
know,
up, you ended up, did you get arrested? Did they get arrested?
No, they just detained me, and I told them, I said, I'm good with it. I broke several traffic laws because I live on the north side of Jacksonville, and that's out on Morton,
Right.
and I made it there in 4 minutes.
So you're like, if I get arrested, I'll get arrested.
I'm good with it. I'm totally fine. I'll be out in 20 minutes. And I
Right.
told him right in front of the cop, I said, if I get arrested and we all go to jail, I said, I'll be out before you will, and I'll be waiting for you when we get outside. You know, I got zero issues. You don't mess with somebody's children. You don't say that crap to anybody. And so they wanted charges pressed against me. And the police officer literally said, we're fine. We can do that. But you have 4 charges of child endangerment.
Oh my
You have
God.
4 charges of harassment. You have 4 charges of intimidation. And they said, pretty much we can upgrade those to felonies because you did it against children. And then their story, oh, well, you know, we'll just let it be gone.
So they
you know,
decided,
it's fine.
they decided to not charge
Yeah.
you with anything. So they
I'm
didn't,
totally, I'm good. I'd already called my lawyer while I was sitting there. I was like, hey, this happened. He said, just let me know what you want.
so
you know?
the police ended up making a deal to where
Yeah.
you don't press charges against them, they don't press charges against you.
That's right. And like I said, I know I own a business. I advertise on this podcast. I
Yeah.
advertise a lot of places.
I'm
I'm a pretty nice guy.
I'm just about to play your commercial.
Yeah, that's fine. I just, you just don't mess with people's children.
How
You don't.
crazy.
And
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 by
when
the way,
I talk to
your daughter's a young liberal. I mean, she's
oh yeah,
very pro.
yeah, we wear masks. I have a compromised immunity. You know,
Yeah.
we wear masks. We take care of ourselves. We do what we're supposed to. And I couldn't believe, what was going on. I couldn't believe that I was having this conversation with a 31-year-old man and she's a 28 or 29-year-old woman with their 5-year-old child in the car. I couldn't believe it. I even told him that. I was like, we're having this conversation. We're arguing about this with your kid in the car. Well, don't you effing worry about my kid. Cool, then don't worry about mine.
Yeah.
You should have seen it. It was surreal. It really was.
So
It was the oddest situation I've ever been in.
It was like a political argument, but you're you're on the same side politically.
Same side. Yeah. Well, and they kept telling me, well, you need to teach them better. No, trust me. You know me, Ray. Personally, you know me. My kids are pretty good kids. They really are, man. They don't get in trouble. They do what they're supposed to. They stand up for themselves. Come on. It's not that serious of a deal. And they just took, when if you want to argue with them and you get kicked out of Walmart, okay, you're stupid. But when you follow my kids for 3 blocks and then trap them in a parking lot, no.
So
That's where you cross the line.
Did it get, so you didn't press charges against them. They didn't press charges against you, but did it become public?
It's come public a little bit. Apparently there's a Facebook video going around. I have not seen it yet. And I'm fine with it. I'll tag myself in it. I will. Because here's the thing. I will support anybody. I don't care if you're liberal, conservative. I don't care. I don't care if you're, I just don't care. You don't take off after somebody's children. You don't.
No, I'll give you that.
That's against the rules, man. I can dislike President Trump as much as I want to, but I don't ever take off on his son, on Barron Trump. He's a minor. He didn't put himself in that position. You leave him alone.
Crazy.
And it's just, I don't understand it, but just letting you know. So I hope everybody, stays safe, but also stay away from my children. Cool things.
Everybody, even Sean?
Especially Sean, especially in that stupid ass John Wayne impression he's been doing.
I want to tell you,
Thank you, Rob.
I think your daughter would be entertained once she figured out who he was.
I got to take a break. Enough of your John Wayne. Back in a second.
Make sure you check out the Morning Disaster app on iPhone and Android. You'll find the app in Google Play and the iPhone App Store. The app is brought to you by Recontex. It's time for you to get detail-oriented. They can clean your car inside and out, and consider this a tsunami warning. If you don't get a fresh coat of Tsunami from Recontex, your car is going to look old and tired. Call 670-1132, 670-1132, and schedule your detail today. Recontex. 820 East Black Avenue, Springfield.
If you use business tech, chances are you have business tech questions.
It's after hours and my business network is down.
Call Rob.
Can cameras help me at work, and who can put them in?
Call Rob.
How much backup do I need for my business data?
Call Rob. Help, I'm stranded on a desert island. Okay, you need to call the Coast Guard. But for all of your business tech questions, call Rob. Rob Thomas at DTE Technologies. Audit is free and he will save you time and money. Call Rob at 408-0001.
When it comes to furniture, bedding, and flooring, if you turn to someone you don't know and trust, you could have a disaster on your hands. There's one place to go: Hendricks Home Furnishings. It's a short drive from Springfield, and they'll deliver to you. Either way, you'll find a kind of great service they provided since 1949. And you'll find top names like Lazy Boy, Sealy, Stearns & Foster, Congolium, Mohawk, and more. So come to Hendricks Home Furnishings, 217 North Springfield in Verdon.
All right, let's wrap it up today. So I gotta go work out. But here's what we learned on today's show. Here's what we've learned. Rocky's husband needed a
Is dying.
He needed a CPAP
Slowly dying.
to breathe at night. And Rocky complained and made him throw it away. You know, that's the part of the show I will go back and listen to.
It's the long kill.
Because he was enraged because his husband's CPAP machine made too much noise. And he made him throw it in the garbage. And by the way, Terry did it. That's true love. We learned that my wife is secretly trying to kill me. You don't put a bag of fucking Three Musketeers next to a fat person when they're building a website. That's just terrible. We learned that the Phantom Shitter will be appearing on the show tomorrow. And we'll allow a question from the audience on the phone. We'll allow a question from one of my co-hosts, which I said is probably going to be Rocky. And we'll allow a question from the YouTube chat room, because tomorrow we're on
Patreon.
Because the Patreon show. For you guys to figure out who the Phantom Shitter is. So three questions you'll ask, he'll answer them. We'll try to figure out who it is. We also heard the story of the breakup of the relationship between two great friends, Ray Lytle and Cowboy Troy, and how Cowboy Troy's big fat mama and her 7-layer salad had something to do with it, and how Sean Balint kept himself in the middle, not picking a side. Can you believe? I mean, how do you not pick a side?
Both are acting awful.
Sean sounds particularly great right now because we can't hear him.
Yeah.
You know, you just try to. I mean, I think I had a naive time in my life, and now I'm bitter and completely lacking any kind of optimism. So I just assume that everything, relationships, friendships, all are headed for the toilet.
Saying,
I like people who lack optimism. They don't post those things about, oh, I'll be so glad when 2020's over.
No, I won't. I like 2020.
You know, that's one of the things.
But I'm saying they think the 2020 ending is going to end all the. Yeah. It's a little optimistic for me.
It'll keep going.
Yeah, I stopped talking about this year sucked. This year, I hope. I looked at Facebook memories 8 years in a row. This year sucked. I hope this one's better.
Yeah, 2021 will be just as shitty as 2020.
Or worse.
We also learned Kathy took Rocky's advice and watched the movie Judy and said it was good. We learned so much more today. We learned Pete has a nice house. If anybody's ever in Atlanta, stop by Pete's house. It has the Lytle seal of approval. By the way, did anybody see the picture of Rocky in the bar bathroom? That was on the Morning Disaster Facebook page.
Yeah, I submitted my my own version of it too.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah. There's a picture of Rocky in the bathroom. That was pretty good.
Yeah, the comment that looks more appropriate than the one that's
that was the
guy just sitting there.
Yeah, that's the one I put up.
Because that guy's like in a suit in the theater or something. Definitely wasn't anybody in a suit.
They're watching.
It's definitely more casual.
People in the bathroom. By the way,
oh, thank you for that. For the people who don't know the rest of the story, yes, I was sitting there watching people in the bathroom. Randomly. Listening to Chuck Berry eating popcorn.
What was the song?
You never can tell.
Well, Chuck Berry's the joke, but I can get away with it because, you know, I'm from St. Louis, so
Rocky,
the area.
Rocky was sitting on the sink watching the open stalls, watching men taking a dump in the bathroom.
No, I don't have my camera den or something.
You can see anything you want at Chuck Berry's restaurant.
While eating some chips.
Wentzville, Missouri.
He was eating a big bowl of 7-layer salad while watching it too. No, he was watching these two men have sex in the bathroom.
Yeah, that's all it was.
And eating popcorn. Which is very odd. All right, so come back tomorrow for the Phantom Shitter. Sean Balint will you be on tomorrow's show?
I believe so.
I mean, you know, on camera as well. The Phantom Shitter will be on to tell us, to give you the chance to guess who he is. This will be on tomorrow's show.
I can only think of one person.
You can only think
you knocked my other guy out.
Well, I to the best of my knowledge, I tried to answer your questions that you had. However, I will admit, I may have fudged a little bit in the answers. That's all I'll say.
Oh, so it was who I thought it was. Okay.
No, I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember. Tomorrow you'll have a chance to ask questions of who the Phantom Shitter is. All right. That'll be at tomorrow's show. You guys definitely tune in and join us. We got to go today. I got to go work out. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. We're going to wrap it up.
What evil lurks in the heart of the retail store floor? Only the Phantom Crapper knows.
The Phantom Shitter are going to join us tomorrow.
Yes.
By the way, you run to your car. You don't run to the bathroom because no matter what happens, at least that way you're in your car. That would be the thing to do.
Well, yeah.
You don't go to the bathroom.
We should try to get one of the maintenance guys from Target on the show too. Just a comment.
I want to know who cleaned that up. And he's wearing a T-shirt and waddling.
Well, if it happened recently, the person would probably still be there.
Yeah,
and still be working there.
It happened. I think it happened last Saturday. It happened last Saturday or Sunday.
Who's the producer of the show? Back in the old days, that interview would be lined up and ready to go.
We would have talked to the person.
Hey, we got the mobile unit. Look,
right, busted into Target.
The whole unit would have been fine looking for
wanting to speak to the maintenance crew.
Specs in order to get DNA from the Phantom Shitter.
Hello there, Mr. Store Manager. Oh,
broadcasting from the scene of the crime.
Let's tune in tomorrow to try to figure out who the Phantom Shitter is. So please join us. We'll wrap up today's show. Thank you so much for listening. No song because I got to go get ready and go work out. You guys have a great rest of your day. That's going to wrap up the show, and then we'll start the replay for the audio only, for those of you people that are listening to audio only. And Facebook will start the replay of the video in just a few minutes. So long.